Om Asto Ma Sadgamya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamya Mrityormam Amritam Gamya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Lead us from the unreal to real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Om Peace Peace Peace. Namaskaram friends. Today we have chosen the topic Manisha Panchakam. It is based on very interesting story related to Adi Shankaracharya. Adi Shankaracharya once he took a holy bath in the Ganges river, wearing nice white clothes after taking bath, and along with his disciples, including Padmavat and all, he was moving towards Kashi Vishwanath temple in Banaras. On the way, there were very narrow lanes. On the way, he saw one sweeper, very dirty, filthy sweeper, going under, keeping broom under his arms, along with two couple of his dogs also were there. And he immediately, Shankaracharya, since he took bath in his Ganges river, he was conscious of his body. He came down to the lower level of body consciousness, and he immediately told the sweeper, Gach, gach, move, move. So go, go. So the sweeper uh, was not ordinary sweeper. He asked Shankara, to whom you are asking to move? Are you asking body to move away from the body, or the consciousness to move away from consciousness? What exactly you mean? What exactly you want to move from? Shankara was taken aback. He was, he immediately fell at the feet of the sweeper, and he felt ashamed also. And this question shattered all remaining traces of duality in him. And when he raised his head, he saw Lord Shiva himself standing before him. So Lord Shiva had come in the guise of a sweeper to eradicate even the remaining traces of duality in the mind of the Shankaracharya. So after this, Shankara composed 5 verses known as Manisha Panchakam. And the word Manisha, Sanskrit word Manisha, means the firm conviction, the conviction which is based on the self realization. It is not that somebody teaches him or he hears from someone and then he says, no, this is my firm conviction. No, his realization, after getting realization, one is who says, it is my firm conviction. That is the meaning of Manisha. And Panchakam means it is, it is 5 verses. The 5 verses of firm conviction of Shankaracharya are what are composed in this Manisha Panchakam. Very interesting, very informative, and very educative verses are these 5 verses. So we'll see one by one. So what we have seen is that he immediately he was awakened by the sweeper Adi Shankaracharya when he was going towards a temple. Now, verse 1 talks about consciousness in all states. You see, we know that there is one pure consciousness, only one pure consciousness that shines through all the 3 states of waking, dream, and deep sleep state. So, this means the consciousness is the same, and this is the same consciousness which is the witness of entire universe, entire world. This is the one consciousness, and this is the same consciousness which is prevalent, which is present in all beings, right from ant to Brahma. There is no difference. Same consciousness prevails. That means there is no difference between low caste, high caste. This caste based system is all man made. sweeper or Brahman. There is no difference. This is what Shankara wants to teach everyone, to all of us. And every uh, after every verse he says Manisha Mam. Manisha Mam means this is my firm conviction. So what he says is, he says, he alone is my guru, be he a sweeper or be he a Brahman, who who sees one pure consciousness in all beings. This is number first verse, very important verse, and which uh, removes the caste based system from the minds of people, that I am Brahman or I am sweeper. There is no difference at all in all the human beings. They are all the same. Not only human beings, animals, right from ant to Brahma, gods, they are all same. They all have one pure consciousness. So we will go to the next verse now, verse 2. Now, verse 2 is uh, the person who experiences Brahman, that is, who experiences Brahman at all times. When he, who is Brahman? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That's we already seen. And he says he sees one Brahman in the entire world. Entire world is nothing but one Brahman, one consciousness. And but why he sees the difference? It is all because of the ignorance. Now, what is the meaning of ignorance or avidya? That I'll give you an example to explain. Now, if you are going on a road, there is a dark night, and there is a rope lying on the road, and immediately you get fear. You think that this is a snake, and you shiver and all. But somebody, passes, one passerby comes and tells you what happened. You say, no, no, there is a snake there on the road. Then he tells him, no, no, this is not a snake, this is a rope. So on finding that this is a rope, two things happen. One, immediately your ignorance washes away. With what? With the knowledge. What knowledge? Yes, this is a snake. And immediately one is, you become fearless. There is no fear remains in that, in you, within you. So this ignorance, with this ignorance only, we see the world as real. No, this world is not as real as we see, what we see from our eyes, because it is continuously changing. This we will see in next verse also. So the person who sees all wise, all everything as Brahman, as one Brahman, and there is no ignorance left in this. He is my guru, be he a sweeper or a Brahman. This is my firm conviction. Manisha Mam. This is verse number 2. Of course, all these 5 verses are taken from the different Upanishads, different Vedas, and this one is taken from Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, which is Yajur Vedas verse. Right, we'll come to the third verse now. Now, there are 5 very important points. Now, one person, he who has realized that this world is continuously in a state of flux. This flux means it is continuously changing. This is changing. This means, this is the meaning of flux, means the world is continuously changing. So now the characteristics, these 5 characteristics of that person, that realized soul who sees all these things. So number 1, he sees the world as in a flux. That is, it is continuously changing. Second, he has tamed his mind to be tranquil, means his mind is always at peace. His mind is not agitated. He is at His mind is at peace. This is second characteristic. What is the third one? Third is, his mind continuously meditates upon the Brahman. About the Brahman. What is Brahman? Consciousness. That consciousness which is infinite, which pervades everything, which pervades all. Now, what is the fourth characteristic? The fourth characteristic is, who, with the help of pure consciousness, in the fire of pure consciousness, he has burnt all his sanchit karmas. As I have told you earlier in some of the videos of theory of karma, where we discuss theory of karma. So he has burned the sanchit karmas in the fire of your consciousness, and he doesn't add any agami karmas. And number third is that he offers his body, that is the present body, to exhaust his prarabdha karmas. That is prarabdha karmas, since they cannot be destroyed, as we have already seen. So that he offers his body. This is what is the meaning of that. Offers his body means that he exhausts all his karmas in the present body. That is prarabdha karmas. So this is uh, characteristic number 4. And number 5, that is fifth is the prarabdha karmas, and offered his body to exhaust them. He alone is my guru, be he a sweeper, be he a Brahman. So this indeed is my firm conviction, and uh, this is what is Manisha Mum. He says Manisha Mum. This is my firm conviction. So superiority and inferiority belong only to the body, not to the self. There is no self is neither superior nor inferior. It is the same. It is the same self, same consciousness in all. There is nothing, no difference in that. Now we'll come to the next. Now this verse number 4 is equally very important. It says a yogi means anyone, the realized person, who meditates upon that 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 is that Brahman, who sees the individuality in all beings as same, whether they are plants or animals or humans or angels. So they're the same. That by whose light mind and senses and body come to life with activity, even though they are made up of insentient matter. This means, although our bodies are made up of panchkosha, that is made up of uh, uh, the annakosha, but they are insentient, means they are inert matter. They are inert matter. What makes them sentient? That is consciousness. Consciousness only makes this matter as sentient. And this is what Shankara says. This is my firm conviction. Manisha Mum. So the idea of this verse is that self in me is infinite reality. I am Atma Brahman. This is taken from Mandukya Upanishad. So, friends, very important verse. And next verse we will discuss about the realized one. Who is the realized person? Who is the realized one? A yogi's quiet mind plunges in that ocean of bliss. A tiny droplet from that is enough to make even Indra contented and happy. Now, this is that ocean of bliss, from which a tiny droplet means a small part of a drop of water, a drop of that ocean of bliss is enough to make even Indra. Indra जो है, Lord Indra also craves for this ocean of bliss, a small droplet of ocean of bliss. This is what is the meaning of this. So, such a yogi who has dissolved, that is, dissolved his individual intellect in this eternal ocean of bliss. So, this means he is completely merged in that Brahman, who always continuously thinks about Brahman, and he remains in tune with the consciousness of that Brahman. He is a real yogi, and he is not only knower of Brahman. We don't call it he is a knower of Brahman. He is Brahman himself. So, friends, this is very important verse. He himself becomes Brahman. There is he is not only just a knower of Brahman. So, whether Shankaracharya himself, or a sweeper, one who abides in Brahman is truly the Guru. So, this indeed is my firm conviction. Manisha Mum. So, infinite bliss is as mentioned in Taittiriya Upanishad. Taittiriya Upanishad, as we know, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, it talks about the characteristics, attributes of the Brahman, and it says it is infinite. Infinite means it is prevalent everywhere. So, this was the fifth one, and we will again see the summary what we have learned so far. So, all differences arise from ignorance. That is, there is no difference between any human beings or even from ant to Brahma, there is no difference. Same consciousness, same self. Self means consciousness, shines in all the beings. So realization, not birth, defines a guru. That means the birth, whether that he has taken birth in a low caste or as sweeper or as Brahman, does not define that he is a guru. He doesn't become a guru just by taking birth in a Brahman family. He becomes a guru on knowing Brahman, on realizing Brahman, on getting that realization. He becomes a guru. And Shankara bowing to the sweeper symbolizes what it symbolizes? Ego bowing to the self. That means his ahankar, that is ego, whatever his connection to the body, that gets dissolved, shattered, and he bows before that Lord Shiva or Lord Shankara or Lord Self. So this is what it symbolizes. So when all distinctions vanish, only Brahman remains, that is pure awareness and bliss. So this is what we have to fix our mind in that consciousness. Always, always we have to see that we are in pure consciousness and we are not this body or the mind or antakarna, man, buddhi, chet, ahankar. We are not that. Neither suksham shariras. Well, just we have already seen in detail in our earlier videos. So this means we should remain in our pure consciousness. So friends, this was very important 5 verses of Adi Shankaracharya, which he composed beautifully on realizing. And who was there as a sweeper? Lord Shiva himself came as a sweeper to teach him and to remove the remaining traces of duality in him. So this, so friends, that is all. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Namaskaram.